Hello and welcome everybody. I hope you can hear me and I hope that you can see the screen alright. I am finally doing my Arma 2 benchmark video. Now I will first off say that some people have commented in the past saying that they don't understand why I'm not recording this with Fraps. That wouldn't be a benchmark. Fraps does have a benchmarking tool, but that doesn't allow you to see the gameplay themselves. If I record Arma 2 with Fraps, and that's not a benchmark either, because that Fraps cuts pretty much our frame rate in half, if not more, in some games. So for me to record it, that's not giving you guys an accurate benchmark of how well this game runs on the MSi GX740. What it does give you is an idea of how well it runs with Fraps recording, but for many of you, you're not interested in recording videos. You're purely interested in being able to play the game on the laptop. And that music is loud, so I'm going to turn that down.
Cannot fire. Cannot fire.
So just set that down. I'm on the main screen at the moment, as hopefully you can see. Just go over the options I'm on. Hopefully this is recording clearly enough for you guys. If not, if it doesn't when I look at it and upload it, I'll put in what the FPS was at certain points in the video. But anyway, I'm starting off with a quality preference of high, and this is the automatic settings it gives you. It gives me video memory high, and then everything else on normal except shadow detail, which is high, and post-process effect high. I'm leaving it at that, because that's what it's automatically spec'd out for me, and I'm going to see how well that runs. I will then attempt to push it up as far as possible. So I'm going to do a single player, and we'll do a scenario. Oh, it's a benchmark one, is it? Oh, that's probably good if there's a benchmark. That's even better, because then I don't. If it runs for me, I don't actually have to play it. Because I was looking at the controls of this game, and they're some of the most complicated ones I've ever seen. Or not necessarily complicated, but there's so many of them. It seems a lot to take in just to do a benchmark. Because personally, I'm not interested in this kind of a more like simulated warfare. Also, if you can see me just about in the video, I apologise. So you can see, starting off, we've quite intensive, and FPS is climbing up as we look at the sky, but it is going pretty darn low. And that's on the settings that you just saw. But we'll see how it picks up, because this looks like it's just like an intro movie bit, and this is what the full benchmark does, it scopes over everything. In which case it's not doing too bad, it looks pretty darn good, and there's a lot going on. Yep, so here is the benchmark. So at those settings, the laptop is struggling a bit. That's with everything going on and everything being rendered up to maximum, which, to be honest, I'm not going to lie, it's fair enough. This game is one of the most heavily intensive games I've seen on the market for many years, and while arguably there are some games that are more intensive in certain aspects, like one's more GPU intensive than CPU, your graphic card's more intensive than your processor, this overall is a massive drain on your systems. This is a heavy resource hogging game, and it takes a lot to be able to run it. And to be honest, if it looks this good and it's running at probably not playable FPS, but FPS that, I mean, it's stuttering a little bit, but it's not massively bad, to be honest. I've seen far worse. Obviously the FPS is pretty darn low, so there we go. Average FPS is 13, and that's with those following with those settings that you saw there. Okay, so we're going to abort that there, because that's pretty much showing the benchmark there. So we're going to go back and tweak the setting to show you, because some of you are very interested in how this game runs. And to be honest, that's not bad at all. I'm quite surprised actually how well that ran. We're going to put it on, just chuck that down to normal. We're going to put everything on normal, in fact. and just see what the FPS is like there. Ah, so he's put it down to normal. Oh, anti-aliasing, of course. Well, we're going to disable the anti-aliasing first off, because that's always a massive resource hog, and I don't really have an issue with that. So yeah, we're going to leave everything else on high, except for anti-aliasing, which is disabled, and low filtering, and we're going to OK that, and we're going to run that benchmark again. I will, if this is stable enough and if I've got enough time, quickly run through the start of a scenario. But as I said, I've been looking at the controls for this and it seems very intensive. Okay, so already starting at the beginning there, we've got far more FPS. And we're not even looking up at the sky yet, so it's a bit more stable. A little bit of lag still, but it's already far better without the anti-aliasing. Now some of you are probably going to go, oh no, that's horrible, don't even bother showing me this, because if it doesn't have anti-aliasing I'm not interested. To be honest, I've played many a game before I got my current graphics card without anti-aliasing, because it's such a resource hole. God, those bullet sounds are loud. Right, so we're going over the battlefield now. And while the FPS is sort of flitting around 15 to 20 FPS, it's a fair bit more stable than previously. What I will do is run this benchmark one final time with everything set to normal, and then actually play some in-game, a little bit of a scenario in-game so I can work out the controls and just see what that's like. Now, for those of you saying this benchmark isn't actually that comprehensive, well, it actually is probably even more stressful on your system than you just playing yourself in first-person mode, because we've got helicopters and vehicles all moving around, we've got several combat areas and fights going on, and it's all rendering that all in one go. So that is just showing how it is. You've got vehicles moving around in the background there, and it's rendering every single one of them, and everything is going on there. So that is pretty darn good. Average FPS this time, 20 FPS. We've gone up 7 FPS by turning off the anti-aliasing there. So I'm just going to abort that again. We're just going to try it one more time, but I'm going to set everything to normal. But I'm going to turn off anti-aliasing again if it turns that back on. Yeah, it's got low, so we're going to disable that. And then we'll run the benchmark one more time, and then I'm actually going to get into a scenario for you guys. And actually, I'm going to disable anisotropic filtering as well. I'm going to turn shadow detail to normal as well. Let's put it back up to high. Okay, there's no way. Post-process effects. We're going to put that on low, and we're just going to see how that looks. We're going to OK that, and we're going to go single. Yeah, not boot camp even. Back. And we're going to play the benchmark again, and on regular. And we're just going to see how it goes this time. Okay, so pretty similar to the last benchmark we ran. It's quite a bit smoother in the beginning. Has to pause a bit. We've got the helicopter going over already. And then we're going to glide through the woods here, holding steady at about between 20 and 30 FPS. But now we're at high 20s, middle 20s. Gone down to 18 there. Okay, the firefight begins, and this time it's gone down to the low 15s, and we're holding steady now, gliding across the field. About 18, 19, it's dropping a bit lower. It's up to 20s as it sweeps across. And yeah, it's just dipped into the teens again there. Which is interesting. Now, for those of you looking at this and probably going, so what on this laptop is probably holding it back the most? On this laptop, probably holding it back the most is the processor. It's an i5 and it's clocked quite low. I would prefer if it was maybe, it turbo boosts to 2.53 gigahertz. I would prefer if it started that speed and went up to about 2.8 or even up to 3, as some of the newer ones do. However, if you bought this laptop, the MSi GX740, in the US or outside of Europe, then, so we've got 1 FPS total there. If you bought it outside of Europe, then this model shipped with an i7 instead of an i5. So I'd be very interested to find out of someone who's got an i7 version of this laptop, how their performance is with those same settings. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that. You can see what the benchmark gives you there, but I'm gonna try. We're gonna try Death Valley, and apologise if my controls are bad, and I won't show too much of this, but just enough to give you guys a flavour of what it's like when you're actually playing. And I'm not interested in learning the briefing particularly, because it's just for benchmarking purposes. So okay, we're in the game, and as you can see, the FPS is quite different to the benchmark in the respect of there's not so much going around. So that benchmark is actually showing how intensive it would be with in a large firefight. That's the sort of FPS you can expect to get when you're just sort of out in the open fields.
Headquarters deployed.
You can kind of see. Just firing for a couple of shots. I'm staying at around 40 FPS, so this is pretty darn good actually. The motion blur, I'd find a way to turn that off because that's probably just going to annoy me, to be honest.
Barracks constructed. One. Follow one.
Oh, you can build machine
Light
guns.
vehicle supply constructed. Follow one. Follow one.
Well, that's nice, isn't it? Oh, what's that over there? Capture that place. So I have to leave my guys. We're moving up here. And I really can't remember what it is to get into a vehicle. I'm looking at my control. Off my main computer, I've actually got the controls written on the side. But for the life of me, I can't remember. I can't see the one that gets me in the vehicle. And I'm sure loads of people are going to be, oh, it's that one. Should have just pressed that. Oh, it's just middle mouse button. Fair play. That makes sense, a little bit. Oh crap, just ran one of my guys over, that's not good. We'll keep going, we'll just pretend that didn't happen. And another one. Whoops, I'm killing half my squad anyway, and there's a tree. Right, let's keep on going, shall we? Before I kill all my squad before we get there. Road sign. So here's the guys pushing up now. And I'm dead already. Awesome. We're just going to restart that because obviously that's not a good benchmark for you guys to see. So we're going to start moving up. My Jeep was annihilated, so we're just going to move up and get to the fighting. I have no idea how to command my squad, and yeah. Anyone coming? Headquarters deployed, wicked. Our people start moving now. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with the FPS within the actual game. Compared to the benchmark, this is quite high. So probably actually, you can probably run this game. This is all on normal. You can probably push a couple of those settings to high, but actually, you probably want to leave it on normal because when you do get into a firefight, it is going to get sticky. So looking up at the sky, you get maximum sort of 60 FPS. Looking around, you're looking at sort of 39, 40 FPS. Which is pretty darn good. Anyone coming? Yeah, they're all moving up now. Here they come. I'm just going to see if I can find where I'm meant to be going. And start attacking something, because that'll be fun. But oh yeah, I think this gives you an idea though. That benchmark, as I said, just shows how CPU intensive this game is, and it is more CPU intensive than GPU intensive. There's a lot to render and a lot going on. But it's probably combined both graphically and processor-wise. It's probably one of the most intensive games that you'll see this year. Even for the next game in the series, Arma 3 is looking just as intensive, if not more. You will need a killer PC to run that thing. You're probably looking, if you really wanted to max it out, you're probably looking at least SLI or Crossfire configurations with graphics cards, and good i7 Sandy Bridge processors, I'd have thought. But anyway, if that game comes out and has a demo, I will try and see if it will still run on my laptop. That'll be interesting. So I'm moving up on the location. Apparently I'm only 200 meters away, or just under now. It is a very realistic sim, I'll give it that, which is why people obviously like it and play it. To be honest, as far as I go, I prefer Battlefield over Call of Duty, and Battlefield Bad Company 2 is more than enough for me until Battlefield 3 comes out, which is going to be awesome.
Strong captured near. Starting billboard.
Okay, so we've run all the way over here, which I'm sure you guys have enjoyed. I want there to be some bad guys. I'm going to shoot some rounds off to see if anyone's here. My guy's a bit out of breath from all that running. I just shot someone. I'm not sure if I was meant to, but I did. They might have been on my team. But I do hear firefights, and there's a tank. But I think that's mine. Oh, and there's mortars or missiles or something coming in. I've really got no idea what's going on. I don't like it. But seems to be running quite smoothly. FPS is dipped obviously, but we've got the tank firing. Oh, they're up there. And they're coming in on jeeps. And I have found the reload button, it's R, which is useful. So they're all moving in. Oh, wow. I just got hit by something, which means I can't hear anything anymore. I'm crouching now. And I'm down. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope I've shown you enough of this benchmark and given you rough ideas of how this game runs. If you would like another one on my laptop, then I will do one in the following weeks, but give me specifics. If you would like to see a heavy firefight, I will run the game until I find one. Like, I'll get involved in that one there and do it. But I hope this has given you a basic idea of how well the game runs on the laptop. The thing we should take from this is the initial benchmark is very intensive. There's a lot going on, so that's showing probably pretty much your worst case scenario. Your pretty much your minimum FPS when you're in a firefight. Actually playing the game and showing it to you guys now, you can see that the actual reality is when you're a foot soldier running in and basic combat, it's not that bad. You're looking at about 39, 40 FPS, and we're going down into 20s when you're in an actual heavy firefight, and when you know what you're shooting at. So this laptop can certainly handle Arma 2, and it can certainly handle it on pretty nice looking settings. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this benchmark. This, I may be able to get another benchmark done today, but it will not be on my laptop, it will be on my PC. It will be Metro 2033 on my GTX 570, because people have been asking to see that. I will be doing Metro 2033 on my laptop as well, but that will be next week. And Arma 2 on my PC as well will be next week, as well as next Sunday will also be my Shogun benchmarks on both my laptop and my PC for you guys. And I'll be following up other videos in the week that I'm going to be doing a Shogun how to get the best settings, best performance out of your settings, etc. for your PC. I'm going to be doing one of those videos, which will probably be done on my laptop actually, so it could show you there. But that will be done on one of my Shogun slots as well as a campaign part. So that will be done either Monday or Thursday, possibly, most likely Thursday. And then the benchmarks for Shogun 2 will be done on the Sunday, as well as another Metro 2033 benchmark on my laptop, on this laptop, the MSi GX740. And if I haven't managed to get the Metro 2033 one done on my PC, on my GTX 570 today, that will be done next Sunday as well, along with the laptop one. As well as a Arma 2 benchmark on my PC. So I hope you enjoyed. Please do comment, rate and subscribe. Thumb up this video, and if you've got any questions about the laptop or the specs of it, do let me know. The specs for the laptop, by the way, are on my channel page, or you can just use Google for the MSi GX740. So yes, hope you enjoyed. Please do comment, rate and subscribe, and see you guys next time.